bullets on the pistol. Runi has one, and so does Asuna.
That's what you'd expect, right?
Yeah, very normal, very normal.
Not Cryo, not Leaf, no. Runi and Asuna. We'll see who wins that out. As first tags go through, Cryo's taking a little bit of damage. Oh, that flash is good, but the counter flash is better. The fire provides just enough time for Leaf to get out, and now they push forward. Runi gets the first with the Sheriff, though.
Yeah, Runi was playing in that back side area where he could actually wall bang. Asuna's come around the side as well. It settles for a moment into a 3v3 until Derrek landed that shot. Cloud9 have cleared out B main, so they know that these players are on site. Can they break it?
Here.
They're so weak. Silence across the side as Bang's head spotted. Xeppaa waiting, no flash, nothing to go around. All you have is also this turret. Oh, and the ping pong is so good, but they've left
Everyone's so
alone.
weak.
The clear is there.
remaining.
He's got a shot at it. The pre-fire. Derrek patient on the swing. Takes a step back, and Zellsis gets the clutch.
What a horrible start for 100 Thieves. Both pistols won for Cloud9 on map 1. And now pulling that one out. A 2v3 where Zellsis is able to pick up the last two just purely because of damage done. I don't think he's winning that if both of those players are healthy.
The last one was labored. I think you're absolutely right.
But the fact that he's able to take it with such confidence because he knows he only needs to land a certain hit, a single hit. And this now puts 100 Thieves in a rough position. They went 8-4 up on their attack half against Sentinels in the game that they inevitably lost. And they're going to force here. They got the plant down, they got 4 kills, a lot of money. Gonna be invested.
Early, too.
That might make it look just like a default.
So much utility being invested into the small area of the map. And Jake has more. Paranoia feeling some of the pressure. Stays though, hasn't repositioned. Oh, it's because of the flash! So much.
A lot of counter spam.
A look at Xeppaa swinging out Jake as well. They've gone hunting, they know what they want. Xeppaa with 3 on the round. Ooh, that's a clean transfer from Derrek though.
But with 25 health left, what can he do?
And a 1v2 as well. He still has some time, he has a spike, sure, but Runi's waiting. Just on the other side. That was close. Getting whatever he can here. Derrek 1 point away from the 103.
Gun here.
Guaranteed to get it for next round, but I don't see how he's going to win this one. Oh, the shot dart almost. And he's been wary of this flank the entire time. But now as Zellsis creeps around, Runi lands another shock.
You got to give him respect for staying alive as long as he did with 25 HP. But yeah, the shock dart ultimately cleaning things up and getting Cloud9 too.
And what a disastrous opening to this. 100 Thieves did not look good on their defense side the last time that they played Ascent. They only won 4 rounds on a map that is the most defense-sided in the pool currently in the Americas. They got all of their results by going 8-4 up on the attack half. And unless they pull out some magic with the Sheriffs here, it's looking like they're 3-0 down to begin.
4 Sheriffs, no armor on Cryo. Believe Stellar was the only one hit by that knife. Derrek was just a bit further back. And he may be swinging right into Leaf's crosshair. Oh my gosh.
Leaf with another first kill. He was 5-1 on Lotus in terms of first kills to first deaths. You want another head-to-head matchup against Cryo? 4-0. 4-0 in terms of first kills in the round. Yep.
He just had his number.
He absolutely did. And Cryo's got to reverse that. Maybe not in this round, though. He's working with vastly different weaponry.
First couple of shots to the Sheriff not landing.
They are definitely going to be looking for this player to go. There is no way!
What?
What? Zellsis?
Are you awake?
Any ear possessors? How did that happen? I mean, maybe Zellsis is anticipating other people to be flooding through B main there, so he takes a step forwards. But this could well be falling apart at the seams for Cloud9.
30 seconds
For this to be the win, the round win that they get.
Oh my
would
word.
Be unconventional at best.
The lurk play, nobody on B. A Phantom in the hands of Bang, too.
They've upgraded some weapons. Cryo's still healthy. Hasn't taken a single spot of damage yet. He's going to be the first peek out back side. Stellar landing the shot. How the heck have they done this?
This is ridiculous.
You called it at the beginning of the round. It may take some magic, some miracle for them to win the round, and, well,
I mean,
Josh, they did.
I don't think I've ever seen a round quite like that. Cryo dashed his lane and manages to land body shots to take down Zellsis. And then that just sprung chaos into the round.
I
and
hope
the lurk plays were all successful.
I hope we see Zellsis' POV there. I mean, because I'd love to know if it was, yeah, I saw it, I'm expecting the flood, I want to take that fight, or...
I really don't know. I feel like the only thing that makes sense is that he's expecting more players coming out of that smoke, and he thinks Cryo's just pathing straight to site.
Yeah,
but in that situation, how do you possibly expect Cryo to be on his own going for the solo dash down lane?
Without a cloudburst either. I mean, nothing. He just went.
4-player push here for Cloud9, going for a set piece.
Speaking of going, the flash is there, Cryo dancing around the cloudburst, but he's spammed.
I mean, the Thrifties are finding so much value here in such different ways. 100 Thieves in the previous round decided to go for the Scooby-Doo strategy, spread out, look for clues, and it worked. But C9 put a set play together and decided to crunch on tiles, and despite having really low weaponry, that one was very well crafted. And it comes from such a different place. When you're in tiles, you're expecting the aggression to come mid. Everybody does that. They just copy the Vision Strikers play.
Enemy tag.
Does Stella and Derrek have what it takes to be able to recover this round?
That's a big ask. They haven't even made their way out of main.
But Zellsis is quite isolated.
Remaining.
Derrek thought that he'd been able to get it, and Xeppaa rips them both to pieces. Thrifties on Thrifties here.
We've played 4 rounds, half of them have gone that way. That's just outrageous.
But it's also devastating that to the 100 Thieves economy. They just can't get anything going. And when things are so back and forth in this direction, Cloud9 are the benefactors.
So
it now puts 100 Thieves in a very tough position, actually. They could try and force. You can see their economy in the bottom right. It's scrappy. I mean, Light Armor Bulldog isn't too bad, but Light Armor Spectre, too, coming out from Stella.
Yeah, but we've had 2 Thrifty round wins, Josh.
Exactly.
This is the better buy.
Oh, why buy at all? Come in with classics. And this is the Viper utility you expect. That Viper Orb in mid makes it very difficult for anybody to challenge. You don't know when the orb is going to be dropped. And the wall that threatens misinformation over towards B.
Meanwhile, well handled by Cloud9. Just waiting the drone out, not showing anything.
And Cloud9 going for a pretty unconventional way of holding this map. Very heavy A main control, with also Xeppaa in a position where he's kind of jiggle peeking over towards Catwalk and just ready to drop back to probably Jenny or Dice. These 3 players are going to be difficult to deal with. And Runi, how does he get that? A spam kill through close mid?
There wasn't a dart? I don't know. I don't know how he did it. Either way, Runi continues to light it up.
And with 100 Thieves having no A main control, they've got to just pivot. 30 seconds left, and this is all going into the lap of Zellsis.
With Runi close by, you see him still playing back in spawn, spamming through. He got another, this time onto Cryo.
He's got a 6th sense. There's 20 seconds left. Derrek's managed to collect 1, but they've lost their timing to pressure.
15 seconds left. They may have swung out to try to take the fight. I don't... They wanted to win it out via frags. And now Derrek's on the opposite side of the site from the spike.
There's no I mean, there's no way Derrek's getting that back. They completely lost their timing to try and pressure Zellsis there. Ruined by Runi, who got that spam kill over towards Market, and the round just ends in a whimper. This is a disaster for 100 Thieves, and Cloud9 looking great. On a map where we very recently saw them struggle versus Loud. It looked like a very large tier difference after Cloud9 had come out, set plans, on split, looked really solid. And then they go into maps like Ascent, and the coordination was not there. Leaf was still popping, you know, the pieces were still working, but Cloud9 didn't look ready.
Yeah.
This game has been chaos, frankly, but it has also demonstrated that they've got on the same page, I think, with what they want to be doing.
Reminds me of what Athena was saying on the desk, right? 3 weeks in, you're expecting them to feel a bit more comfortable, to have the roles more evenly figured out.
Asuna with the null command here could just be a very simple hop into A. Drone to start, they've got to clear the recon dart, it isn't, and another spam kill takes down Cryo. There's no Omen entry from Bang. And so all of these players just stuck in. Bang tries to get in, taken out by Spam through smoke again.
This is supposed to be a really hard side hit, and it very well may end up as a flawless round for Cloud9.
100 Thieves did not see another human. They just all died through smokes.
Last player standing.
Derrek playing spoiler a little bit. On to Leaf, he gets a second onto Jake too. Oh dear! Right. All good. Everything's fine.
No need to panic, disaster averted. Of course the trades are gonna come through for Cloud9. Timeout for 100 Thieves. As Mike's just tells Derrek, could you do that one but a little better next time?
Yeah, why couldn't you get all 5?
Yeah, get the 1v5 going next time. But overall, that was devastatingly good from Cloud9 there. They managed to kill Cryo, who is currently 1-5 attack side Jet, before he even began to take a step forwards into the site. Cryo had no time to dash, couldn't even smoke in. Bang wasn't there at the same point as him.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 Thieves are getting smoked.
Literally, smoked. Getting killed on the other side of smokes, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
right, they didn't see a single person in that round except for Derrek at the end, who made quite a run at it, but nothing doing.
That was the joke, Doug. Thanks for explaining that one.
Sometimes they go past, okay?
100 Thieves are in a very rough spot. And seriously, this match could mean everything for them. You need to make 6th place in order to get playoffs. And everybody was expecting 100 Thieves to get there. No problem. But when the top 4 in Americas looks as devastatingly good as they are, and 100 Thieves look like they're in a slight tier below, that battle actually for 5th and 6th becomes very important.
Yeah.
And one of their main competitors, Sentinels, already with a win over them. If they lose here, that's another competitor, Cloud9, with a win over them. This could be the split. This could be 100 Thieves' hopes and dreams slipping away.
The middle of the pack so tightly pressed together. You're right, it seems so early. It's just week 3, but the implication's so great. Leaf's gone hunting. How patient is Derrek here? Oh dear.
The trade is good.
But that's both controllers down! Now they don't have any way to get onto the site!
Derrek is somehow salvaging this round, actually. And if 100 Thieves are able to slow the tempo down, they're going to have better weapons. They can come into this with better than a couple of Guardians. Jake just threatening there that he's repositioned, but 100 Thieves are not slowing down at all. They're immediately getting to site.
No, confidence in that. Runi has his ult. But they're on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, it ain't going to stretch over here. The question really is, what can they do in a post plan? Derrek's going to have a recon dart back online by the time Cloud9 get into position. And Cryo's got his knives. Look, 2 seconds left on this.
Not ready yet.
So the spam with the Guardians could be great, but I think he sent it a little early.
Oh no, forget it. He hits one, it's gonna be countered! Runi gets it! Because of the weakness from Derrek! Another retake for Cloud9! Another round for Cloud9!
What a what a retake. What a read. Runi and Jake just finding round after round, outclassing their much more experienced opponents on 100 Thieves. I mean, playing really well. And to be honest, Bang had it way too difficult on map 1 because he's playing solo smokes on a map where you really should be playing 2. But the fact that coming here into Ascent, which should be a playground for Derrek and Bang, they're still having these moments where the Cloud9 newer players are getting more value, being able to win the rounds, put him on the board.
Let us hunt.
Runi jumped over the pulse of the 100 Fury, by the way.
Yep.
Shutting them down.
Just unreal from him. So young, but so comfortable on the big stage.
And this is panic stations now for 100 Thieves. If they're not able to try and recover this a little. Flash through without dropping the Viper Orb there, and faking like it could be a bit of B pressure, but Cloud9 are not going to believe this at all because they've already got out. And Stellar, way too slow to get back around the corner. Cloud9 are now fully in control of the B side.
The concerning thing too is Stellar was waiting for that exact situation.
Yep.
Waiting for pressure in from B, still not able to win the duel out. Bang's falling too.
That is Jake just dominating a main against a drone. And 100 Thieves are just trying to make anything they can happen.
Last player standing.
It's just solo plays across the map. Because anywhere they go, Cloud9 are dominating. They're allowing 100 Thieves control of mid, but they're losing all of the outer wings of the map.
You imagine a timeout close by, given how rough of a half this has been for 100 Thieves.
I think they need to put a lot more
30
emphasis
seconds
on
left.
controlling A main. That was the big thing that Loud were doing well against Cloud9. Cloud9 could not hold on. Oh, look at that little fake TP play from Jake as well.
Played him like a book, but Xeppaa was there to clean it up.
And those are the kind of rounds where you have the NT. You know, everyone knows the game is slipping away from them.
Yep.
A match where all of the expectations were that you really should be winning this one. And if not, you're gonna have to reassess where you belong in terms of the rankings of America's teams. And you just put a sad little NT. So now it looks like 100 Thieves are gonna try and dominate A main a little more. But there are 4 players over on this side of the map for the defense.
And all that utility as well. You've got 2 nanos, the alarm bot, the turret, everything is here. And I think they're trying to play her on getting the knife onto Zellsis, but I want to say he avoided it. Yeah, all that utility's still up. And there's no go. There's nothing to really set Cryo out. Now Leaf comes through. Leaf gets a third anyway.
Spike down A.
These A pops look absolutely disastrous, and Leaf is just styling on them to end. Not only did Cloud9 read that that was going to be A aggression coming out, but 100 Thieves never had anything going. I mean, you're absolutely right, Doug. There's no dash out. There's no crosshair, manipulation. Leaf is just able to keep focused on the choke point with a crossfire, and there's nothing. There's nothing happening here for 100 Thieves.
7-round lead for Cloud9. Once again, expectations shattered. We even teed it up at the beginning, Josh. Cloud9 have been in series leads before, right? They've been comfortable. They've looked like they've been able to hang, and then they crumble. But this time, the foundation's cracking on the opposite side.
Absolutely. Xeppaa looking like he wants to go for a reclear there. There is an alarm bot that he could potentially flash off. Calling for help as Zellsis comes along, and Zellsis has the Odin, sorry. It's a nice idea.
See that lockdown use, and there's still a little bit of room to get through, but I mean, you're kind of stuck here. You've got to commit if you're going to funnel out, and it's all into Runi. The flash was in the smoke. You start to see some of the lack of synergy and how they're playing this out.
But they're still getting in. Despite that lack of synergy, this is actually one of the best site hits that they've been able to put together. The fragment grenade from Asuna, very important, because you saw how Xeppaa wanted to get through that smoke over at CT. And now the question is, can they hold on? Oh, this fight could be absolutely crucial. Derrek's not ready for it. There is a pit that could be deployed here by Stella.
Right on cue.
And that just, it feels awful to have to go for that in a 3v3 when you've only got 1 round.
I mean, but at this point, you'll take any round you can get.
Absolutely.
What tools do they have? They have a paranoid, they have a swing out, and it's a 1-for-1. Time low. Asuna playing backside, waiting for the challenge. That's the pit. It's opened things up. Asuna in the 1v1. Zellsis on the challenge to spam, not landing as he swings around and gets it. But is he gonna have the defuse? No.
No time.
Clutch.
And what a showcase that really is, honestly, for 100 Thieves, because that's the best round they've put together and everybody died. I mean, that's what they're working with currently. Like you said, they'll take any round they can. And it has been a defense-sided map, but not really for these 2 teams. So that's why it becomes very dangerous. I also want to point out that Leaf currently has 5 first kills, and 100 Thieves haven't got a single one in this map so far.
Dire straits for 100 Thieves. The attacking side not finding a single first blood.
Shutting them down.
In a lot of ways, Josh, that kind of tells the whole story of the whole map.
It does. And not only that, Cloud9 were coming into this game only winning the first kill battle 40% of the time. That's really poor. and yet they were still doing fairly well. So imagine what happens when this team is winning all of those first duels. I mean, it just looks dominant.
Yep.
Little trap play here as the paranoia comes through from Catwalk. Xeppaa and Leaf looking to try and fight this. Instant response from Asuna.
A second, too. Good opener from the attacking side.
And that's actually the first kill that 100 Thieves have been able to get by dismantling that trap play. And Asuna wasn't worried about getting knocked there because he's got his null command online.
Heady out from Stellar, choosing to spam that smoke, and well, we didn't see that molly, all good.
Could this be the lifeline that 100 Thieves need? Normally you would say an 8-4 half is not that bad for the attackers. But considering that 100 Thieves have not won a single pistol round so far, and their game against Sentinels, they only won 4 defensive rounds, that's where the worry starts to come from.
30 seconds left. Flawless.
A flawless round out from 100 Thieves to get to 3. And really not a moment too soon. You were talking about how an 8-4 half is often, you know, okay, but I mean, they were down 8-1.
Yeah.
This could have been way worse.
Clean from Asuna, though.
One enemy remaining.
Leaf has knives, looking to try and make a play through mid by the look of things, as Xeppaa and Jake continue to dominate A main.
Knife deployed.
They may try to go that way. You hear the blades
One
instantly used.
suppressed.
You wonder now it's a guessing game for 100 Thieves. Where are those blades?
Cover going out.
I thought through it. Looks like it's gonna be an A split, and they're skilled up so far. The timing on the audio is gorgeous.
Spike down.
That's the spike. Derrek's left alone to try to salvage a brutal situation. Now they can retreat. 100 Thieves are gonna have to pinch in to fight A main. Oh, he's repositioned, and they don't know. That flash is good. Xeppaa with 3. What a disastrous round, but it's far from over.
Jake with 42 health. He might just be able to hold on to this or buy enough time for Zellsis to reinforce. And now these 100 Thieves players are getting pinched. They're wondering, where could people be? Oh, that is so enormous. Completely relieves the pressure coming from his side.
Yeah, but are you expecting 2 on the flank? You know 1 is here. Are you expecting Zellsis? Jake, who's so weak, the spam, he still delivers. Stellar, a brutal 1v2. He just got a shot at 1. Not able to land the shot, swings around, looking for the spam on a Jake, delivers! Stellar gets 3! The Red Bull clutch for 100 Thieves!
And the IGL puts them on the board. 4 rounds. Is it enough? I think possibly if they get a pistol, maybe 100 Thieves have recovered the half to the point where they might be able to do something, but my God, they need this pistol.
So desperately, and that's a big if, Josh. You mentioned that they haven't won a single one.
No. And remember that that's after having come off the Sentinels games, winning so many of them.
Yeah.
Was it 5 out of 6 or something in the Sentinels
so.
games? And they ended up losing that in OT.
One enemy remaining.
It becomes absolutely imperative for them.
2 suppressed.
So early on there, the 0 point, line up from B.
Blocking sight.
Gives them a bit of an idea of where the opening salvo was. Leaf is so incredibly deep, looking to try and pinch a CT player, but everyone on B has dropped into backside.
Stellar, Asuna, close by. There you see that flash out. Leaf trying to dance around, stay alive, find some cover. The shock dart back there too. They're feeling so much pressure. A 1-for-1. Stellar holding the line again. He spots the gun barrel. Oh, but there's another swing that he was unexpecting.
He did a lot of damage though. He may have done enough. Meanwhile, Jake got picked up in mid. This 3-player stack push catwalk, found Jake in mid, and now it's a straight up 3v3. The spike's still not planted. If Xeppaa goes for the tap, they could choose that moment to spring the retake.
Oh, they're patient. The paranoia is going to cause some problems, but the spike goes down. They wait to funnel out. A 1-for-1 continues. 2v2 left on the round. Zellsis weak! And the pivotal pistol goes in favor of 100 Thieves.
Absolutely imperative that 100 Thieves won that one. It gets them back into this. Their defense side, it didn't look great against Sentinels, but they have all the pieces. Presumably that's one of the big things that they worked on headed into this week, especially if you're going to pick the map. But this was a must win even to make it possible.
That 2K from Derrek helped.
Yeah. And I think the player that I'm looking at is exactly the player that we're having that halftime discussion about. Cryo. He's 6 and 10 currently. I think it was 4 and 10 heading into the
you're right, yeah, halftime.
into the halftime. And going into the half, for the series stats overall, Leaf 9 and 1 in first kills to first deaths, Cryo 2 and 11. So could not be a bigger differential between these two star players on Cloud9 and 100 Thieves in terms of their success rate early round. But now that Cryo, a more defensive, passive player, as DDK was saying, now that he's on that defensive side, maybe he can have more impact.
Yeah, but we had the same conversation on Lotus.
Absolutely, and he didn't.
Cloud9 was just able to find where Cryo was, and yeah, part of it was lucky, right? You guessed a couple of times, you guessed right. But if they're able to navigate away from Cryo again, this could be a very similar story.
You can see Cryo not investing very much in this round 14, probably to get an operator up as early as possible. And in theory, the defense side should be pretty strong here for 100 Thieves. The only thing they're really missing from their composition is that traditional Sentinel, the Killjoy. But Stella's gonna try and do the job instead, not quite working.
Once again, to face the pressure towards B, and the defenses crumble. You do have Cryo close by. Jake trying to find one, but Flash can't see a thing. Ultimately falls. Xeppaa and Zellsis are through, though, and they are going to get the spike down, so a little bit of money.
Left.
If nothing else. They're starting to funnel out through the paranoia. Great timing up from Bang. Better shot out from Zellsis, but another round for the defensive side.
Definitely a little difficult for 100 Thieves to deal with, and that was only with, Sheriffs online for Cloud9. And I think the stress is definitely going to be that lack of a Killjoy. The KJ provides you opportunities to get information passively in mid or over towards B. Alarm bot, turret, they're going to be set up so that you don't have to worry too much. In theory, if you had a very active Jet player, they might be able to run around and plug the gaps.
Right.
But Cryo will most often play one angle for a long time in the round. And that puts pressure on the other players, specifically Stella, who I think has got to have a phenomenal performance on this half. Let's have a look, though. Rifles online, 100 Thieves. Got a bonus buy.
That's the key to a hard hit.
They are not fighting over A main. Remember how aggressively Cloud9 fought for this area of the map, and 100 Thieves give it up for free. Full retake setup.
Such a stark juxtaposition to when we saw 100 Thieves trying to hit this exact same site. But we'll see if they're able to hold on. That's certainly going to help as the anchor falls.
Another kill through smoke.
Shock dart.
Rooney's weak, just avoids the shock dart.
2 down in hell. 1 on site and then 2 back main. Can 100 Thieves crack through this? Position spotted. The spam's through. Not going to be good enough yet. There's 1 going down. That's another 2. But there's still so much to do. 100 Thieves are starting to claw their way back into this thing. Can Xeppaa play hero? No. But perhaps Zellsis can. 1v2, 2 Bulldogs. The nade is going to provide some time. The flash is there. And that's clean from 100 Thieves.
Very nice retake on the bonus round. That's what you need. As far as I'm aware, I think that's the first bonus round they've won in the Americas this year. They have not been able to really convert, and oh my, what a time to do it. 4-8 down at the half, on the verge of losing this series, and having a dangerously bad deficit in the split overall, even by week 3. They come out with pistol, follower, and bonus round. All retakes, by the way.
They were outnumbered in that one, too. That was a 5v4 leading into things.
Yep.
Very well done. Might buy from Cloud9. A couple of stingers, light armor. Not much else. But they trample down Cat. The spike separated. And Leaf dead. The spam through. Asuna hasn't taken any damage. He peeks back into the paranoia.
Wow.
He was blind. Asuna is taken over.
Is Rooney gonna let him?
Crowd loving that one.
And I think 100 Thieves will be too, because that puts them back up to 8-8. An incredibly pivotal round coming up where ults are definitely going to get expended. But that is a mighty streak of rounds.
What is that, 7 rounds in a row?
7 in a row. Cloud9 were up enormously.
8-1.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
8-1, and 100 Thieves have pulled this comeback.
Bring it. Shutting them down.
What can Cloud9 do to equalize things? How do they get back into this? How do they break this overwhelming momentum that 100 Thieves have amassed?
Look at this once more. The attacking team allowed mid control, and instead the defenders taking B main. Cryo and Bang playing together here, dominating this entrance, and Zellsis will find it very difficult with runi.
Oh, they were
They've
waiting for that.
overpushed.
Yeah.
Spike
I feel
down
like
mid.
100 Thieves overplayed their hand there, and now Bang's gonna get caught on the walk back in.
They've lost mid. They've lost the map.
They might well have done.
Big from Asuna, but a good trade. And Leaf is intended to be just the cover here at this point. The spike is A. You've got Jake over there as well.
Spike planted.
Standing ahead.
Oh, it's so tempting. You spot him. You spot the shoulder.
Suppress it.
Jake dealing a little bit more damage, but numbers back for 100 Thieves.
A 2v3 where they don't quite know where Leaf is positioned,
Flashbang.
and there isn't great amounts of time.
Or health. And look at that, 38 and 39.
One enemy remaining.
Leaf gets the first, the second, dropped. A 3K for Leaf as Cloud9 take the lead back.
100 Thieves were in a great position to win that round, and they overplayed their hand massively. Pushing out past that very common alarm bot position and just swinging into any players that are over at tiles. I mean, I'm not surprised that 100 Thieves are calling a timeout here because I think they need to be calmed down a little.
Yeah,
7
I agree.
rounds in a row, maybe that's a bit of overconfidence, or maybe they just feel like they need to be pushing. But to be honest, I think you can give mid control there and just play B main. They had 3 players around. They could have stopped runi and Zellsis coming back into B main and stopped Leaf coming out from market. And instead, bit of a misstep. From our point of view, though, we can see that Cryo's invested in an op. And this is going to be the first time that Cryo's really had that online. I'm interested to see whether they play aggressively with it, though. Do they get him posted somewhere where he's able to find good value?
Yeah, maybe.
Does he try and rotate around or just stick in the same spot?
Hey, you wonder, maybe they post him up B main or something along those lines to play off of a little something and set him up, or...
I'd like to see him play mid, actually. I think that from what you've seen of Cloud9 so far, they're going to be playing mid very heavily, where someone could try and break drone and then, you know, Cryo can get a repeat. Or they're going to be grouping up pretty heavily in A main and going for a pop. And I think at that point, Cryo should be able to tell you whether or not there's an A split happening. And that's really useful for the A site defenders. So I think opping mid here is probably going to be the best idea. Cryo's going for it, but my concern is he doesn't have anybody with him. And that means he's going to have to give up if there was a drone in his face. We can see that's not going to be the issue, though. And overall, he is going to be able to give good insight to the rest of his team, potentially, if it ends up being a 3-person A-pop.
Knife only spots Leaf, and instantly rotations. Look at that. He's given up mid, and he's going to go back A.
Yeah. But the recon dart being broken outside B main should give them some idea that this is not going to be a very early site hit, despite the utility used earlier.
Right
so
here.
now Cryo has the challenge of trying to get posted back on mid.
From a deeper angle, too, or a more shallow angle from their side. He has to be so careful. There's no threat, but he's got to be slow about it.
Derrek has ult for this, but does he choose to use it? Or is he
real
scared he'll
close.
get overwhelmed?
That's really close. Patience pays off. Doesn't ult, but Leaf cleans him up. You hear the op shot rattle off, not going to land. It's so chaotic, but the spike has made its way through in the hands of Zellsis. He's got to get the spike down.
And not only that, runi is playing a very safe position. Wow, this ult being ripped immediately to try and help them challenge.
Oh, Leaf was in such a good spot.
But that means no post-plant utility from the Sova ult.
No, and Cryo still has the op. Zellsis able to drop Asuna, who tried swinging around, making a play. Info should be gathered here. We also have Runi has drone. Runi has drone, and I don't think it spotted anything. The swing out from Runi. He's good for it onto Cellar. The spam to back. Cryo with blades in hand. Can he make a play? He's gotten it down to 1. The tap, and Rooney's able to play this so safely, so diligently. Oh my gosh, that was so close. He goes up to try to make the play, and Rooney stuffs it.
Another round secured by runi. What excellent play by Cloud9. Those two players held on for so long. Zellsis and runi combining together to be able to save a situation that it looked like 100 Thieves retake was just going to work. And the coordination there just lacking compared to where we saw the very nice spill out of A Heaven. You know, when they were able to pull that off, everybody playing together, able to trade off each other. There, just, you know, Stella just jumps lane on his own and leaves Cryo.
Get out of my
It looks
way.
like in the important moments, something's falling apart in the comms for 100 Thieves.
Early Hunter Fury out from Derrek.
Cancelled.
And he goes forward. Huge up from 100 Thieves as they're getting a couple. Look at that pressure that they've applied B.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. They overpush B main again, lose one player, but Cryo survives. Now Cryo's in the attacker's spawn as Cloud9 run their way into B. Very weird positions. But once more, Cloud9 find themselves in a 2v3 scenario. Can they pick players apart?
Where is he gonna take this?
Watch them run.
There's nowhere safe.
Just clearing up B main, I guess. Yeah. But Cryo's still close by. Now starting to take that space. You've got to be careful here. If you're
Player
Cloud9,
standing.
that hurts.
They do not expect Cryo to still be there.
No. Jake in this 1v3 spots one. The dash through there, too many targets. He's trying to handle everything and he can't handle any of it.
Big response from 100 Thieves, deciding to throw caution to the wind there. Ripping a Hunter's Fury in the first 5 seconds, whilst also heavily pushing B main.
Just chaos.
And also, maybe that's the answer. Try to apply as much pressure as possible to this somewhat inexperienced Cloud9 squad, especially some of the players, and see if they crack. See if you can force the issue.
Well, it's funny that you say that too. Specifically, see if they crack. Because again, Cloud9 have been in this position where they've had a team that should on paper be better than them, down 1-0 in the series with the potential to put them away, and they've faltered in this exact situation. Right? And 100 Thieves rattle off 7-8 rounds in a row, something along those lines, and you start to wonder, okay, is this, again, the story of Cloud9, where they get close, but they can't close the door? It's gone back and forth ever since that.
I think one of the key differences, though, here is that on Ascent, Cloud9 never looked like they had a chance against Loud. They were just out of it from the very beginning.
Sure.
At least Cloud9 have demonstrated that they can win this map. I mean, really, Cloud9 have looked like the better team so far.
I would agree.
I know the scoreline is only 1 round differential, but I think Cloud9 have come into this with slightly better coordination and some good reactive pushes too. A timeout here as Cloud9 discuss how they want to try and finish this. Stella's ult might be a major issue for them, and it does seem like this would be a good round to invest it. Does he want to rip it off the, off the go? There are some spots where you could try and do that. Lock down A main. Lock down maybe even Catwalk or B main early. It's not like we see Vipers frequently played here.
But he can play contact up here. Oh no, he's just gonna be ready for
He
it.
needs someone with him. This is what they were doing, leaving Cryo alone at the beginning too. Cryo's got an operator. How is he going to defend Stella?
Instantly got flashed, instantly dashed upon, and now there's a little bit of help. He tried making a play, but it's traded back, and that's the pit.
Yeah, that's the pit gone. But honestly, Cryo did better than I was expecting, whipping out the shorty there. That's the power of that weapon. Because they've actually stunted the push. They go 1 for 1, and yeah, that's beneficial for Cloud9, but they've lost their ability to enter. Leaf isn't there. The dash isn't available. Maybe they'll find it a bit more difficult, but if Cloud9 cut some noise, they could go for a re-hit. Xeppaa's ultimate, providing that ability to get through whatever, utility setups might be stopping them.
Surprised too, I was worried with how far up Stellar was, if that lockdown would come to play. Or that ult, excuse me, the null command, but it looks like a fake.
Yeah, what a fake. What a time to call it. The problem here being, Cloud9 are a little far away. They're going to be able to get entry into the B site, though. And Derrek not expecting this.
They have to be careful. They have to be cautious. Jake with the spike.
Cover going out.
Starting to smoke off, leaves Xeppaa to die.
Another situation where Cloud9 get into a post plant, but a player down.
Yeah.
We've seen them win these, we've seen them lose these.
How do they hold this? You see the 2 nanos dropping onto the spike. Zellsis has to stay alive here.
Oh, I love this from runi. He's trying to get a timing past the drone. They think mid is clear, and runi's creeping.
He's got a shock dart too. They're all gonna funnel in from spawn right into Jake's crosshair! But they all fall, and now runi's position given away. Nano's not in play. Runi not in play. We're tied again.
There has been a momentum shift in this map for sure. And while both teams demonstrated in previous games that their attack side was what they were favoring, you can see that 100 Thieves have made some serious developments to their defense. It's not so much that they're being able to lock down the sites. They're not even trying for that. They're only playing retake. They're just trying to stack players over towards one site, play the B retake, the Viper Wall being extremely useful for them if they've got it in position. And rely on the fact that they still have a lot of utility up. I mean, they still had full Sova util, full Omen util when it came time for the retake there.
One suppressed.
Cryo once more up in hand, misses the first shot.
And pressure once again from Leaf towards the middle of the map. They've gotten this far. They've gotten the spike down a couple of times. You've got to be careful here. Bang's going to be on a flank. Yeah, that paranoia's going to hit a couple. They've been able to mow them down. Stellar gets far. Stellar gets the ace with one bullet.
You wanted a villain? I gave you a villain.
The second ace for 100 Thieves to power this comeback. That one an anti-eco, but I mean, in terms of getting ults online, Stellar will take those 5 points. Thank you very much. And we saw the Viper's Pit not really be that impactful last time he used it, but definitely will help them.
One enemy remaining.
Little reaction from the leader as he's starting to feel it. 1 round lead for 100 Thieves. They've done more than hung on at this point. But can they close the door on this map?
Yeah, that phrase from DDK definitely seeming apt at this point. Runi, he's found. Oh, so close.
But I believe he spotted 2 there, so he knows the 2 that are on B. They're going to drop the lockdown too.
But this is a fake. They're going to end up pivoting into Asuna. Asuna got an ace previously. He spots 2, heading his direction. Still with a fragment grenade. But Bang has no one to play off. Everything's so solo when it comes to 100 Thieves defense.
He has a paranoia though. They're all blind. They can't see a thing.
Cover going out.
And that is crispy. Now it's Cloud9 forced to pivot. Once more playing a single player disadvantage situation. How has Cryo missed that?
3v3 for the round. 50 seconds left. Sight in favor of Cloud9.
Recon dart in the smoke. Uh-oh.
Spotted.
Planted. Oh.
Uh-oh. It's a fake. Zellsis is still wise to it. Cleans him up. Numbers in favor of Cloud9. As this back and forth affair continues. That's big though. 100 Thieves equalizing numbers, the spike ticking away. What can they do? A 1-for-1 leaps in the clutch and he wins it out. Once again, tied up at 11.
Good trades there from both teams as it comes down to the final moments, but really, Cloud9 managing to find that pick in the mid-round, up onto Heaven. Really creative mid-rounding there. Love the pathing. They realize that they lost A main. They don't try and challenge back. They instead decide, all right, maybe we can push up towards Heaven. And they do. They get rewarded with that pick on Cryo.
And it was narrow. I mean, he had the shot. You imagine he lands that off shot? What a different situation we have.
Yeah, very different. He's got the operator again in this round, very early. Cannon recon dart.
What do they
Leaf
have?
gets over. Recon dart through again, smoked off a little. Nobody in position to really spam off the back of it. So this is going to be, oh, Runi with another.
Leafs playing on the other side of the door as well. 100 Thieves have been here a lot, though. They've been outnumbered, and they've been able to retake and win situations that they probably shouldn't be able to.
I mean, mostly they've had player advantages, though, to be honest. They haven't won that many 4v5s.
They're going to have to do it here to keep Cloud9 away from that point. Derrek's drone not spotting anyone. And Xeppaa's able to receive the aggression from Heaven. 3 on the round for him. One other for Leaf, and 12 for Cloud9.
One step away from delivering an enormous result
Fighting to the end. Typical.
for the team that came in here into Americas with the lowest expectations, to be honest. Not for any reason to do with their player quality, but just the circumstances the team had been put into.
Right.
But my word, the pressure has created diamonds. And for 100 Thieves, they've got to win this, even to get to OT. against Sentinels, they got to OT and immediately lost 12-14. The things that must be going through that team's head.
Suppress it. One suppressed.
There begins to hit Cryo's blades, not finding any value. But Bang keeping them back for now. They have some semblance of control, some semblance of authority on the side as Bang gets 3 in the round.
That's amazing performance by Bang, frankly.
The anchor delivering again, but can they close it out? It seems inevitable. Rooney's left in this clutch, and he's not able to do it. Regulation not enough. We go again.
What a
Switching
map.
sides.
These two
Overtime.
teams are so even. The fast hits simply not really working for Cloud9. 100 Thieves able to mop them up more than often. But what a performance there from Bang. Ripping 3 off as Jake, I think, was teleporting kind of into his face. And now, how are they going to adjust? The mind games between Stella and Rooney. Defense to start for C9.
And this is where you expect experience to be the difference maker, but I mean, that hasn't been the case at all.
And there's such layered experiences, right? Cloud9 have got very experienced players too that will be there for guidance. This is a big push coming out of B main early. Is this the set play we saw earlier? No, not quite as fast.
There's a flash set up, there's a paranoia there too, the dash, the paranoia, and Leaf finds nothing! Great hold from Cryo.
It was that same set play, actually. The Nanoswarm came through as well to clear the back of Heart, but Cryo was ready for it this time. And my oh my, Cryo being able to get that first kill advantage over Leaf is something we have not seen much of in this match.
Not at all.
What a time to do it.
And now everything in the round comes to a screeching halt. Silence across the site.
But there's actually some really big utility tools that 100 Thieves have lost there. They had to use Paranoia early. They now don't have Drone, that's cancelled. No dash for Cryo, no smokes. So they can't really break crosshairs getting into the site. Things are still going to be a little difficult here, despite the fact they stopped the early salvo.
There's a nano just on the other side. Cleared out by the Shark Dart. Well done. The protocols from 100 Thieves clean, but the spray from Jake good too.
Flashback.
4v3 in favor of 100 Thieves as they funnel out. The flash sets up Zellsis to get Derrek. And they have a decent idea of where Stellar is. Surely they know, right? Oh gosh, they're not going to check. They're not going to check.
30 seconds
Zellsis
left.
wins it out anyway.
Down B.
2 remain. Now 1 for 100 Thieves as he falls. Cloud9 series point.
14-12 the
Switching
score last
sides.
time 100 Thieves took
Match
to this
point.
map. And I could definitely see a world where it all slips away from them painfully again.
30 seconds left.
DDK was saying they
down.
just need to hang on.
1 enemy remaining.
And this is by the skin of their teeth. Can they put together another? Tan, NRG. If 100 Thieves can't put away Cloud9, if 100 Thieves can't put away Sentinels, are they going to be able to get wins against the top 4?
There's trouble afoot. Cloud9 1 round away from this upset. And at this point, we're going to have to start having conversations around whether or not they're upsets. If Cloud9's the real deal.
Absolutely. I mean, they have looked like the real deal in all of their matches. They've put an operator into Cryo's hands, 100 Thieves. And this is going to be fast. Trying to punish Derrek early.
And they do! The aggression is too much for Derrek. Caught on the back foot. And now just forced to sit and watch.
What a fantastic reaction coming out from Leaf. And the fast rounds have failed usually because there's been somebody anchoring on B.
Spike planted.
Not this time. It's going to be a 4v5 retake. And Cryo with an operator in hand. I bet he's wishing he had a rifle now.
Jake, patient. That high low's too much. The kill
Got
through.
one!
I don't know how the heck he got away with that, but either way, traded out. Now Jake forced to push forward, and Asuna cleans him up. 3v3 further out, but the spike has been planted. It's again retake for 100 Thieves.
Can Zellsis be the thorn in their side? Hiding around in B main.
That's another Cryo falls. It all falls down to Stellar. He's been clutched before. Can he do it again? He spots one, but that's all it is. The time low. Stellar has to go forward and leave on the other side. I don't know that there's enough time. Even he gets a kill. He's gotten it down.